Hello there. It's been a while. I haven't streamed or done a video in a while, but I thought I'd make one because a lot of people were asking for some more real-life videos like the one where I did a tour of that festival rig. So this is a tour of the Previz room. The Previz room is actually over there, but no spoilers yet. The reason I'm doing this video is because, well, built this Previz Studio around 2 weeks ago. It's at the top floor of our warehouse, and we have to move now, unfortunately, to another warehouse that's exactly the same layout but a different one. So we have to take everything down. So that's why I'm making this video, because tomorrow we're gonna start taking everything down. This room right here is where the riggers used to be. We had some really old computers. We're gonna rebuild that room eventually, but and with some proper workstations. But for now, we don't have the space, so this is our storage room for some lighting spare parts and mostly bulbs and gels and stuff like that. So here we've got all of our floodlight bulbs, our 400 watters. We've got some 1000-watt ones down there, and our pointy bulbs there. Some PR stuff there, PR lighting, and then we've got, let's see, some 100 watts blinder stuff, moles, and all of our gels. We don't really use them that much anymore, but for some of the corporate stuff where it's like broadcast, we end up using them. Mostly like the CT and the CTO stuff, just to bring the color temperature down a little bit. All of our PAR 64 lamps, there's some more in that room, but there's a UPS that's winding in there, so I'm not going to open that. But yeah, here is the room. It's all air conditioned because it really sucks to be in. It gets pretty hot in here with all these machines. But we've got our two MA3 full sizes, which I'm really starting to get in love with. I'll show you a few things later that I've been working on with this. Hardware wise, I love these consoles. There's a few things that I find a little weird, a little iffy. Mostly, I'm very pissed off that they put buttons in front of these X keys, because it just sort of, it gets in the way a lot. And I also wish they would have not gotten rid of 4 of them, you know, because every LD uses these the most on MAs. Like, I have never seen a line designer not use pretty much all of their X keys. So it just seems odd that they'd be like, oh, let's just put another tiny screen that no one really likes there, and that'll be good. Like, even for I put my command line here, and even for that, I usually bring one up on the big screens, because, you know what, I still need it's whatever. But the buttons, oh, they're whatever. They're beautiful. These buttons are so quiet, and they, very nice. The keycaps are very nice, so it's very hard to fat finger them. So we'll start over here, and then I'll do the tour over to the side. Over here I have my 500, or the company's 500, but I'm the only Camsys programmer or MA programmer at the company, so I just say it's my 500 because if I'm going to a show, I bring this. Even if it's a super small show, I will still bring the 500. Right now I've got my execute windows just for like this video. So I've got my main one up here. It's a bit cleaner and some new features because I'm running the beta that I'm really happy with, although I do need to update this to the latest beta because there is a problem. I don't know if you can see there. I really need to get a proper DSLR for this kind of video, but I'm just using a GoPro. Apologies for any bad audio or whatever. One of the problems with the betas, I don't know what version I'm running on, let's see. I'm running on 1911, is that these execute items, they don't full screen. Like right here it says Velvet Thunder, like the actual full name is Velvet Thunder, but it just says Velvet and then it's 3 dots, so I can't see the rest of it. But in the latest beta that's fixed. So, you know, normal color picker, some I'll do a proper tour of this show file eventually with a proper camera so you can actually see what the stuff says. But down here I have all my directions and speeds, so I can hit like 1.2 seconds and hit the BMFL or the Mega Pointy, and they will fade to that in that amount of time. And then I have wipes and stuff. I usually have a preload button, but I guess with ViewMax it disappears, unfortunately. Probably going to make a really big preload button somewhere, because I really enjoy doing that. Because as you can see here are all the BMFL gobos, and I have the same thing down here, the wipes and stuff, and I have the same speeds as the colors. So what I like to do is I'll do like a 1 point or like a 0.5 second wipe to the right for the gobos, and then do the same timing but to the left with the colors, so that they wipe in like, yeah, it's really cool. You'd have to see it to understand or get it, I guess. Here on the left, usually this is kind of swapped around, but haven't used this show file on this console in a while. Just been because I was on vacation for 2 months, but I've got all my positions here. Some of them are cut out because bugs, but yeah. They're sorted by tilt. The greens are tilts, the blues are pans, and in all of these, they're very, I took a long time to sort of sort through these and make sure they're well organized and perfectly color coded. So the top one is all of my like splay positions that don't have a specific location or like subject. They just look cool. Down here, these are subjects or scenes, if you will. So I have like band, wash, set. So for set, I'll throw all the lights up on the back wall and do some trippy stuff. Disco, if there's a disco ball, but usually there's not, and that's basically, I focus all the lights in the air at a single point, as if it was focusing on a disco ball, and that looks pretty trippy. Blinders, pretty obvious, as just all the lights straight at the audience. Shadows is mostly for the aerial stuff, so that the other fixtures don't go down there. But for my ground support, or my ground package, all my ground package stuff will go down and silhouette the band. This yellow row here, I don't know how easy it is to see on the GoPro, but this yellow row is for different, 2 different heights and pans. So like, this all says D, so D out, DX, so down X, down straight, whatever. That way I don't have to hit 2, like I don't have to do this to get one position that I want. And the bottom one is actually very special. These 4 first ones are usually on, I put them on these bottom keys here. You can actually see one of them's red now, because these are really useful during shows. I'll bring my busking master up to 10, and I'll just hit these. And these 2 buttons are different crowd positions, and these 2 buttons are different band positions. So at the end of a song, I'll just hit this real quick, and it'll bring the lights down. Quick and dirty, you know. And then these ones are very special, these highlighted ones, because they're actually based on XYZ coordinates and not an actual position. So they're based on a tracker, and I haven't tested it yet, but the idea is that instead of having to, if you have 300 lights in a rig, instead of updating every single light to be on one position, say the drummer, you just move the one tracker to where the drummer is. And all of the fixtures will know where that is. Although it comes with the caveat that you need to have a perfect 3D model of the rig, or otherwise it won't really work. Over here, man, I was gonna do this tour later, but over here I've got my color effects picker. All of these orange ones are movement effects. These are intensity effects, and there's actually on-offs for each one. So I have a master row and then different rows, because originally it was just the master row, but then I added lasers, and lasers, they need much faster speed than the masters because they're lasers. They can physically, you know, usually I keep my speeds at like maybe 240 BPM, but the lasers go at like 500 or whatever. And then color stuff up here. It's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. Good, amazing console, love it. Wish I had a keyboard and a bunch of other stuff. We haven't gotten the upgrade yet for it. I'm hoping we can get it, but obviously it's COVID times. It's kind of hard to justify it right now because the consoles aren't going out. In Qatar, we're doing pretty well with COVID, but we still haven't really gotten back to our normal schedule of things. Big TV, want to replace them because the colors are garbage, but you know, it's there. Surface Studio 2, really like it. It's a huge, huge touchscreen with amazing colors. The plan for this is all like TouchOSC stuff, or OSC Pilot actually is going to be running on this, or lasers or whatever during the show. It can also previs. It's got a 1070 in it, so it can previs, but that's what the laptop's for now. I've just bought that laptop. Bunch of cases, because again, this room isn't completely finished. Black ones for the Surface Studio 2. It's very heavy, but you know, whatever. Because this isn't exactly a tour-ready computer. As you can see, it's more for like a graphic design studio or whatever. But it's really awesome because you can move the tilt like this. I'm actually hitting the side of the console there, but yeah, there you go. So you can go all the way down, and I really like that because, you know, if you just angle it a little bit, maybe raise it a little bit next to the console, that's perfect. It's a perfect surface. Instead of having it like straight up, it's pretty easy to move the mechanism as well. Right, first MA. This one, purpose of this one is just to look cool. Honestly, I just need that one. But you know, the idea is that if multiple programmers need to work on a project, then you can have 2 people here. Although you would actually, yeah, you would probably need more nodes, but you know, TV we've got on some truss with a base plate. I've got my, this is my personal little Behringer. It's fine. I should have gone with something smaller, but I was dumb and I thought it looked cool. Really all it does is it usually is just like a headphone amp, but right now it's driving these monitors. We've got this, I believe it's a 5U shock mounted rack. Pretty cool. I do want to get a bigger one, like a 12U, because what I would like to do, I'm actually gonna sit down here. What I would like to do is I would like to put a bigger switch here, because this is a Proplex GBS. It's awesome for in the field because you have these optical con quad connectors that you can, it's modular, so I can put these fiber connectors on the back of the switch if I want to. And eventually I will do that because it really annoys me having it on the front. But it only has 8 Ethernet Ethercon ports, which for, you know, on show, it's more or less fine, but in this situation when I have this many devices, I'm gonna need some more. So, or maybe just double them up, but honestly, I'd rather just have like one big switch. And we have 2 MA3 processor unit XLs. Very expensive, running in mode 2 because mode 3, no. So each of these, while both of them are very expensive, they only give me about 8 universes of parameters, which is cool, you know. I will need to bring up some more, and that's why I want a bigger case, because a lot of the shows I do need more than, I actually don't really know. I think I have maybe 32 universes in this setup right now, but I'd have to, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I need to bring some more because a lot of shows I do are more than 32 universes. But yeah, shock mounted, awesome. Eventually I will make all this stuff, all these power like packs or power strips just embedded. But right now, since, you know, not exactly a permanent solution, I've got my laptop, brand new Razer Blade Studio, or Razer Blade 17 Pro 2021. It's awesome, it's kick-ass. It's got a 3080 in it. The screen is amazing. It's a 17-inch laptop. The screen is 4K, 120 hertz, with 100% sRGB, and it's a touch screen. So to be able, like, this is exactly what I needed for this kind of stuff. So I'm really happy with that. Right now it's running Capture up on the big TV. And yeah, so monitor, studio monitor. Eventually maybe we're gonna get some Genelecs and put them sort of right there on some stands in between. But for now, they're just sort of janky there. And this table is where, you know, I put my fixtures when I'm testing some stuff. So this BMFL here, this is a BMFL spot, is there because I was doing some testing on, let's see us do this, some gobo testing. So if I go, let's see if it works. If I hit wide, yeah, there you go, it autofocuses, which is super cool. But not only that, you know, I've got these on faders, it's also shaking. So if I bring this fader up, you'll see I have a fader for shake speed, which is awesome. I also have a button for shake, so I can just turn that off, go to another gobo. You know, it's not shaking now, and I can hit this button that says shake, and it will shake, and I can bring, it's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. It took me a day to program it, but I also programmed like 3 other major things. This is the, let's turn the shake off and go to white. Oh, I have a playback somewhere. That's sick. Yeah, animation wheel stuff, which is also on a fader with different directions and stuff. So I can like go this direction, make them intersect, because the gobo has, the gobo or the animation wheel on this is a dual rotating wheel setup. And it's awesome. Both the wheels can rotate either direction, either speed. Awesome. Got a JDC one there. Here, we were gonna get rid of all this stuff and just put some knickknacks, cables, and maybe light it up, have some like LED strips, like have some historical company things, maybe some blown lamps, just sort of like decorating, you know, but you know, since we're moving, can't really do that. But yeah, in the future, what's gonna happen is, oh, this is just a 2U case I'm working on, like a small time code thing. Sorry, ADHD moment. There's another cool thing about these consoles, at least their cases, that I really enjoy. There's a 1U rack mount here, and I was confused for a few days, because I was like, well, you can't run the cables through the back, so you can't put timecode there, and even if you did, you wouldn't want to put timecode there. But I ordered a 1U drawer off of Toman for that timecode rack, and I realized, oh, I can just put this there. So it's really awesome, you know, because the 3s don't have the drawer anymore, so might as well just put the drawer in the case. Let's see, yeah, that's pretty much it for this room. Eventually we're gonna sort of do a different setup, have a bigger table in the center, and bring it out more so that you can have 2 laptops, because right now the one laptop, granted it has a keyboard and stuff, but the one laptop's not is taking up all the space. So a bigger table there, bring the 500 over, and I'm going to L it like this so that I can either work on an MA show or a campus show, and then have just the big table here with multiple monitors and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll try and make more of these videos, but if you have any questions, let me know. There is a campus Discord server if anyone wants to join. I'll link that in the description. I'm usually online on there fairly actively. And if you have questions about, say, the campus stuff or the MA stuff, you can always just hit me up there. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good one.